Miss Jane Delaney burst through the front door of Halifax House in a flurry of green silk skirts and ruffled petticoats. Breathless with rushing and bristling with ill humour, she came to an abrupt halt at the bottom of the stone steps, then frowned as she scoured Chester Square. Well, attempted to scour. The heavy shroud of fog obscured much of the barely lit expanse of cobblestones and the enclosed park beyond. Curses! Her family's carriage was nowhere to be seen amongst the other coaches, nor her mother or Jane's stepsister, Kitty Pevensey, for that matter. Had they really left her behind at the Halifax's masquerade ball? Her mother had been complaining of a megrim, and she could be single-minded whenever she felt unwell, and was desperate for a dose of her nerve tonic. But Jane had only been gone 10 minutes. Kitty, who tended to be absent-minded, had apparently left her brand-new fan somewhere in the ballroom, and because it was a loss that simply couldn't be borne, Jane had been sent on a mission to retrieve it. Jane had eventually located the fan in the supper room, but clearly her search had taken too long. Her glove-clad fingers curled into fists at the realization she had been abandoned. Forgotten about, just like Kitty's blasted fan. She gave a disgruntled huff, then swiped at one of her domino masks' drooping feathers as she considered her options. On the long list of calamities that had befallen Miss Jane Delaney of late, this was on the less disastrous end of the scale. But still, Jane's already stretched tighter than a bowstring patience was about to snap. The sounds of merrymaking seeped into the square as the door of Halifax House opened to grant exit to another set of departing guests. Jane sighed heavily as the tittering couple brushed past her, barely sparing her a glance. She certainly didn't relish the prospect of a mile walk through the dark streets to the Pevensy's townhouse in Pelham Crescent. The most sensible thing to do would be to hail a hansom cab in one of the busier thoroughfares. Luckily, she always kept a few coins in her reticule.